We have arrived in Nebraska.
Where are we?
I don't know. This is Nebraska's version of Stonehenge. We're Marion and Chris. In 2018, we quit the 9-to-5 and bought Trudy, our camper van.
We are currently on an adventure to drive the circumference of the world.
Good morning. It's another cold morning here by Crazy Horse, although it does feel a little bit warmer than yesterday. Luckily there wasn't any more snow last night, but we've woken up. Somehow we've ended up with a car that's obviously had an accident in the parking lot. Didn't hear a thing. But today we're continuing our journey south towards Nebraska. So I think the first thing to do, we'll go back in the van, I'll get the map out and I'll show you the rough plan. Woo, it's a bit chilly.
It is not warm out there.
Okay, we've got the map out.
We've got a plan.
We've got a kind of plan, so let's show you. So we're currently up here in South Dakota by Crazy Horse. The plan is over the next few days, we're going to end up going down to northern Texas to Amarillo. Don't start singing. But this morning we're going to go from Custer, we're going to go through the National Forest, do the wildlife route. We're going to head down through Hot Springs where we've got something very cool to show you. And then we're going to head down the 385 through Nebraska's National Forest and then head down to Alliance where there's something that reminds us of the UK. Before we hit the road, I woke up this morning and we had the bin bag put at the front out the way and there was nutshells on the floor. And I said to Marianne, did you drop your pistachio nutshells? And she said, no. But then we just looked at the bag and it definitely looks like it's been mouse chewed.
It does. Look, there's like little holes all over.
Oh my God, we've got another furry friend in the van.
Well, I don't know. We have got our humane mousetrap still with us.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything. And we did last time. We have had a mouse in the van before. So I think we should get some more Reese's peanut chocolate.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to set the mousetrap again.
We're going to have to set some mousetraps up.
There's an intruder in my van! Not again.
Right, double bag.
Double bag it. Right, Trudy, are you going to start this morning? Cold start after a couple of days parked up here editing. Yes, I love
this van.
She is amazing.
I love you. You're amazing.
It's looking a little bit brighter today compared to the last couple of days, but it's still very slippy on the road there, love.
Yeah, the road's fine. It's just this little bit of car park here.
Oh yeah, the main road's clear, isn't it?
The main road is clear. Deer on the side of the road and a dead one on there, so I need to be super vigilant.
So just driving through the town of Custer, which is the nearest town to the part that we're headed to this morning. Cool little town. They've all got that wild west feel. Look, there's a Calamity Jane coffee shop and a Gold Pan saloon. It's going to be interesting over the next few days driving down through the rest of South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma and into Texas, because so many people have said to us that the middle of the states is quite boring. There's not a lot of stuff there. It's quite flat and the landscape's quite plain. So we're excited to try and give it Tread the Globe's perspective and see what we can find on the way down.
I love the fact that you said there's nothing there, and we're excited because ultimately, actually, in a van, it's quite nice to be in the depths of nowhere.
And also, you know, it's interesting to see the flat corn lands of central USA. So yeah, we're excited to see something.
And we found some cool sites to visit on the way. So.
And Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz is from Kansas, people.
I literally will be clicking my heels.
Oh, here you go. So it's $20 to get in, but there's no kiosk opens. So I think you're supposed to pay at the machine. Self-service. There you go. So today we're going to drive the famous wildlife loop, and lots of different animals that we might see in here, from coyotes to mountain lions, deers, elk, and of course bison, donkeys. So the wildlife loop is 18 miles, takes 45 minutes, and it's open all year round. So the park is only 15 miles from the town of Custer, and it is in fact one of the nation's largest state parks, with a whopping 71,000 acres. In the summer, this park is famous for its campgrounds, lakes, fishing, hiking, and of course the nature. But this time of year, it is very, very quiet. But we should see, hopefully, those stereotypical herds of bison and
Fairy cows.
furry cows.
Fluffy cows.
They look very cute, but not sensible to go and give them a stroke. Sun's just peeking up there over the trees. It's bright and early in the morning. It's 8:15 because Chris got confused with the time differences, because the clock's changed. We've gone over different time zones and everything over the last few days.
In fact, we just found out today.
Oh, what's that?
It's a turkey.
Oh, there's a wild turkey up there. Look at that. All right, go on, Marianne. Do your turkey call. No, they didn't even look up.
They don't speak English.
They don't speak English. Here's one of the pretty lakes here this morning. Look at that. That's lovely. Oh, it's a lodge.
Legion Lake.
Good morning, guys. There's a couple of deer there by the side of the road, running off into the trees.
I'm very sensible. Run, Bambi, run!
Just spotted a herd of longhorn sheep there. Oh, he looked up, one of them. So this is the official start of the northerly point of the wildlife loop. So 18 miles now, and let's go find some bison. There's lovely grasslands, but at the moment we can't spot anything.
I think that's part of the excitement though, isn't it? It's like the anticipation of what we're going to see.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
one of my favourite parts of travel, is what are we going to see?
Never know what's round the corner.
You never know what chocolate you're going to get, Forrest.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
We were just laughing. We are the only people on this wildlife loop this morning.
Which means we are either genius or madmen.
Or nutters. We're like kids at Christmas.
We are.
We've just spotted our first bison. They're miles away, but they are there.
They are, look, it doesn't matter if they're miles away, because we know what they look like.
They're there.
They're right there.
Randomly, on the wildlife loop, there is an airport. This is the Custer State Park Airport. All the way along here, that is the runway. You can see the weather socks there. We just came over the brow of a hill, and there's a herd of probably 20 or 30 bison right in front of us. Look at this. They're all there having their morning munch. Isn't that great? There's not many places you can see herds of animals like that, is there?
They're incredibly majestic. That's the only word that comes to mind.
They're all sat there looking at us like, what do you want? See you later, guys. And here we go. These are some of my favorite animals in the world. Donkeys! Good morning, guys. How you doing?
I think we might get
I think we might get a bit of love.
straight for us.
Oh, look. You are beautiful. Yes, you are. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, this one's giving me a smile. See you later, guys. I love donkeys. They always look like they're smiling, like the Shrek donkey.
I'm an onion. I've got layers.
Loads of prairie dogs.
You can see them running across into their holes, kissing each other and just generally socializing. There are holes all the way across this floor.
Cool.
That is so cute. I can just see here, right here, there's one of these little ground squirrels alarming.
That's the cutest thing. I literally got out the van and the one started barking, warning everybody, and you could see them scurrying around back to their little holes in case they needed to dip underground.
They don't seem that scared though. They're still there. They're just hovering.
They're ready.
They're hovering, aren't they, above their holes?
Definitely. You don't get much closer than that. Look at that. Hold on, stop a second, baby.
I can't stop because that one is not happy
Oh,
with us.
he's coming.
So I'm going to move on.
Hello, we're leaving. We're leaving.
He's not happy.
He doesn't look too happy. The one naughty bison, he stood right in the road behind us, looking like, go away. Isn't that just wonderful to see them so close, but yet still a safe distance? He's following Trudy.
He's not that impressed with Trudy being near his babies.
That one there's looking a bit attitudey. Good morning. They're all looking a little bit like, what are you doing in my car park area? Right, turn left, my sweetness.
I'm just going to move.
Avoiding the bison.
I'm going to avoid the bison. Yeah, they seem like young guys. They don't look like that big fella that was back there that followed Trudy. He looked intimidating and fierce. These chaps look quite young, don't they?
Continue on US 385.
Well, one thing's for sure, this drive and the landscape at the moment, it's not flat, boring land at the moment. Lovely with hills and prairies. There you go, we're just arriving into the town of Hot Springs, which is our next destination. Just going through Hot Springs suburbs.
Rated #1 museum in South Dakota by USA Today.
There you go, welcome to the mammoth site. Okay, we've parked up and we'll go and see. It's very, very quiet and it is low season, but we'll see. Hopefully it's open. Are we open? Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're open. We were worried you might be closed.
Oh no, we are definitely open.
Are you open all year round?
Yes, we just shorten our hours for the slow season
okay.
and for the busy season.
Okay, we are in. It was $14 each to get in. And this is a replica of a Columbian mammoth, and it's life-size. Look how big that is.
There's a model of its teeth. Apparently it would have 4 molars and it would chew about 700 pounds of vegetation a day. That is a whole lot of salad.
So we've started off, we've just watched a short 10-minute video explaining how it all happened.
Welcome to the Mammoth Site. The animals whose bones are preserved here lived about 140,000 years ago.
So as you're walking around the site, there's these little QR codes, which when you scan them, then they then give you both visual and audio description of what you're seeing.
Woolly mammoths. In front of you are 2 upside-down skulls. Slightly to your right is a skull next to flag 4.
By watching the little video, we learned that actually millions and millions of years ago, the Rocky Mountains were caused because 2 tectonic plates collided, pushing up the mountains. And over time, what happened was the underground softer rock got washed away and created these big pools of water. Millions of years later, it created a sinkhole because it collapsed. And that is how they believe that all of these woolly mammoths and animal bones ended up being in the sinkhole. They'd go and try and have a drink of water, fall in, they couldn't get out, and have been here ever since. And what we're seeing today, they're in the original places where they were found. So this site apparently has the highest collection of woolly mammoths anywhere in the world. They found a total of 59 Columbian mammoths and 2 woolly mammoths right here. It's an active dig site and they are still digging and looking for more and more remains. What history. Isn't it crazy to think that 140,000 years ago, these mammoths fell into that sinkhole and they are still there where they lie. There you go, and we had to buy a little mammoth site sticker for the side of the van just to remember our time.
We did. And the girls were so lovely there. Thank you ladies for looking after us and showing us around. Anyway, we're going to Nebraska.
We are, let's hit the road. We're going further south. There's a lot of cows grazing the lands here, and the road goes on for miles. This is like the loneliest road, but South Dakota, Nebraska style. We've just gone over the brow of the hill. Guess what? Straight roads and not a lot. There you go. We have arrived in Nebraska. And it seems like everybody's sticking their sticker on the post. So I should probably do the same. So Tread the Globe stickers going on the Nebraska sign. Yay! Okay, welcome to Nebraska, baby. It's now 12:30. We've been driving, haven't seen anywhere to pull over and eat. Not our normal stop, but I can see the Golden Arches. So we're stopping for a burger. There we go. Big Mac meal coming up. Okay, we are all fueled up. But what was interesting is outside the toilets, they've got a sign saying tornado shelter.
First time for me.
Never seen that before. So Marianne did go and asked them, didn't you?
Yeah, I asked the staff, and the girl said that springtime, summertime, they do get tornadoes here. She said they tend to stick out of town, but they can come in, and that's why they have them. She said, but yesterday they had 75-mile-an-hour winds. Loads of power lines went down, loads of damage, and they had to shut McDonald's here and evacuate everybody out of the building.
There you go. How mad is that? Aren't we lucky we stayed that extra day by Crazy Horse?
Yeah, I did say to them, this is the route we're taking. They said, yeah, if you go into Colorado, you'll probably get snow, but the route you're going should be fine, maybe a bit of winds and smells from cows.
But that is sort of here down south towards Texas is the famous Tornado Alley, isn't it? So, but it's not the right time of year for tornadoes. It's
Spring,
normally
summer.
spring. So yeah, fingers crossed. They do have the odd freak one, but not today, hopefully. Driving through the Great Plains here in Nebraska, you don't see that many trees, but we are about to enter the Nebraska forest. This forest is the largest man-made forest in North America, and it has a whopping 20,000 acres of man-planted trees. The guy that started doing it decided that years ago these lands would have been covered in forests and thought he would put a little bit of it back. There you go, the forest is finished. A couple of scattered trees and open plains here in Nebraska. Going past a massive field of sunflowers all drying in the sun. Oh, we're on a dirt road. Going through the corn, my sweetness.
Oh, it's like that horror movie.
Proper agricultural farming lands of Middle America. Talking about tornadoes, I don't know how many of you saw the movie Twister, but this landscape reminds me of Twister and the farm barn that got taken up in the tornado. I guess there's no shelter from any window, is there? It's just like flat. We've arrived at our next stop as we drive south through Nebraska. This is Nebraska's version of Stonehenge, their own unique interpretation of it. It actually started by a gentleman called Jim Reinders, who used to live in the UK, and he loved Stonehenge and the history behind it. And when his father passed away in 1987, he got himself and his friends and family together to create this magnificent monument as a memory to his dad. So here you go, how funny is this? It is Stonehenge made out of cars, and they are actually real cars. Proper real cars. Only in Nebraska.
I don't know, I beg to differ. I think we might be seeing some more half-buried cars as we travel across the plains of the US.
But this is indeed Nebraska's answer to Stonehenge.
Carhenge.
And being from the UK, we've been to Stonehenge many a time, and it's interesting. This is an interesting take on it. Not quite as old, not quite as much as of a mystery, or maybe it is.
It was interesting reading the information. It appears, as a petroleum engineer who worked in the UK, it just seems like a natural fit for it to be built with cars.
And it makes a good use of some old cars.
What's funny, if you listen very carefully, you can hear the birds have made homes in these cars. I can hear pigeons cooing and chattering away.
And then around the grounds, they've got other things like this flower made out of an engine fan, some kind of big fish, a dinosaur. I don't know what happened to the weather, but it suddenly got really warm. So hot that we've taken our hoodies off.
Yeah, I'm cooking.
There is 10 centimeters of snow forecast right here on Thursday in 2 days' time. And it's very hard to believe because it's warm. And there is one car, only one car, people, that you're allowed to write your name on, leave your little mark, sign it. So if any of you come to Carhenge and you see Tread the Globe signature, it's on the side here. Take a photo, send us a picture, and we'll share it.
I love it. So this one is a time capsule buried within this old Cadillac. Look, you can see it says Cadillac there. The students at one of the local schools, and that was in 2004, and they're not going to open it until 2044.
Oh, that's very cool. So we're just arriving in the town of Alliance, and we're going to do a quick supermarket sweep, grab a few bits and pieces as we're going through, because like we said, it's reasonably remote going down through the center of the United States, and not sure how often we're going to see decent sized supermarkets. There we go, quick stop in Safeways. There's a familiar name.
You guys find everything okay? We did.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, shopping done, and now we're carrying on south towards the town of Potter. There's another long cargo train there.
Is that cold on top?
So it literally goes on as far as the eye can see. Okay, I think that's the longest train that we've seen. 147 carriages, including the engine. You may have heard me saying before that I don't actually have a sun blind on this side of Trudy, but I've made do and mend. We got a T-towel here that I've clipped to the old brackets. Does the job because it's a little bit bright today. Taking one of Chris's shortcuts down a little road across the plains. Well, that was a bit of a shock. The road just suddenly stopped. They run out of tarmac.
Are you sure we're supposed to
Yes.
go this way?
8 miles straight. So when Google asked you, do you want to save time? Because I'm updating the TomTom at the moment. Because we haven't loaded the map for Nebraska on it yet. So we use Google Maps. Google Maps says you want to save 15 minutes. It puts you on roads like this. Well, it's definitely getting dark earlier because the sun is on its way down, and it is, according to our phone, only 4:15. So either we've got the time wrong or the sun's speeding up a little bit.
We were laughing when we reach your destination. We'll probably ask them, what time is it? What date is it? And where are we?
Which state are we in?
So they're going to think we're some kind of like amnesia person that's just like arrived on the
Some
planet.
alien that's just landed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bright, isn't it?
Right.
We were just reflecting. I wonder how many English people have driven down this road in Nebraska. And then how many of those English people have driven down this road in an English van?
And then how many of those people in an English van were driving the Fiat Ducato?
None! Us. That's it.
There are only so many lunatics on the planet.
I haven't seen that. That is the first house I've seen in 20 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, love. We've come to the major junction. Turn right down road 58.
Where are we?
I don't know. Somewhere in Nebraska.
Continue on Road 58 for 6 miles.
Only 6 miles. See, there is a house. We're still going. We've done about 25 miles on this road, and it's getting a little bit worse. And we've still got another 17 miles to go.
And the sun is going down.
It's going to be dark by the time.
We haven't got a plan for where we're going to sleep tonight.
Yeah, we don't really know where we're going to sleep tonight. Seven miles to go and we've just hit tarmac.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
We finally made it into the first small town. Welcome to the town of Potter here in Nebraska. A small little community surrounded by farmland.
Oh, look at that.
Ah, it's cute. There you go, so we're going to stop for a coffee at the Chickaboo station.
Destination is on the left.
So this place looks very cool here in Potter. It is called Chickaboo Station. This looks cool, doesn't it? Coffee time? I think it looks very cool. Hello. Chickaboo Station. It actually used to be an old gas station back in the day. And you can see pictures here of what it looks like. Terran is actually the owner and loved the Victorian sort of style and theme. They also sell really lovely candles.
Little candles.
Not sponsored, we've literally just turned up, rocked up here for a coffee after that drive.
Smell that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Verbena.
Lime. What does Chickaboo mean?
Chuckaboo is a term of endearment to a best friend.
Oh, isn't that
Chickaboo.
nice? Is that your new nickname? Let me show you through. They've got a lovely lounge here. And then in this side, they've got a very cool bar. Well, the tables are actually made out of an old bowling alley. And the main bar counter is actually an old car lift. Well, that was definitely a very cool experience, Pi. And the guys in there were absolutely lovely. What a fun place. If you're driving through Nebraska, definitely have a little pit stop into Chickaboo. And what a cool name.
Even if it's a coffee or a beer or anything or some food. What
My
a
little
lovely
Chickaboo.
family. Oh, thanks, sweetie.
Yeah, it's good. So there you go. We've arrived in the town of Sydney and we're parked up with all the trucks at this Walmart, which is a bit of a truck stop by the looks of it.
I love Walmart. How nice is that? That when you've had a long day, you haven't checked iOverland or you haven't planned a campsite, you can just come in, get a nice flat spot, you're with your buddies.